Hi, welcome all to the online classes. Subject Applied Electronics and Instrumentation in BTech Agriculture 4th semester. Today's topic is diodes. In the previous lecture, we had come to know the difference between insulators, semiconductors, and conductors on the basis of energy band diagram and various parameters. Now, after completing the semiconductor is of two types, and from these two types, the extrinsic semiconductors are again, that is p-type and n-type semiconductors are used to form a new device, new electronic device or element that is known as diodes. So the today's topic is diodes. So semiconductor diodes. In this topic, we are going to learn about the p-n junction, zero bias p-n junction, that is unbiased p-n junction, that is biasing. Biasing means the connection of semiconductor diode or p-n junction diode. What do you mean by the barrier voltage, depletion region? Uh, what about the width of depletion region, depending on the various parameters? P-n junction semiconductor diode, that is biasing when in forward and when in reverse. And the VI characters, that is voltage current characteristics of p-n junction diode. Next is the depletion region breakdown. That is when you do the biasing in reverse or reverse biasing, at that time the some changes takes place at the depletion region. Now difference between ideal diode and real diode. Then many types of diodes. First is Zener diode, avalanche diode, Zener diode, after that avalanche diode, and their application, various applications, advantages and disadvantages, construction details. Um, Third type is photodiode. Fifth one is light emitting diode. And sixth is laser diode. Seventh diode is tunnel diode. Eighth one is Schottky diode. And the last one is, or the last to second last is Rector diode. Then PN junction diode applications. And after completing all the diodes, the silicon controlled rectifiers. So these are the some contains which are going to be complete in this semiconductor diodes in a detail. So PN junction. We have already discussed about the p-type and n-type semiconductors in the previous lecture. In the n-type semiconductor is formed by adding pentavalent impurities to the intrinsic semiconductor, while p-type semiconductor is formed by adding trivalent impurities to the intrinsic semiconductor. Also in n-type semiconductor electrons, also in n-type semiconductor electrons are the majority carriers, while holes are the minority carriers. On the other hand, in p-type semiconductors, holes are the majority carriers and while electrons are the minority carriers. The p-type and n-type semiconductors are not used separately for practical purpose because the overall charge of p-type and n-type semiconductor is electrical neutral. electrical neutral. However, the p-type and n-type semiconductor materials are joined. They behave differently. So now, after coming to this p-type and n-type junctions, remember that this is the pictorial representation of p-type and n-type semiconductors, which shows the majority charge and minority charge carriers in both the type. The yellow one refers to the free electrons, and the whiter dots or balls are refers to the holes. Remember that although n-type semiconductors has large number of free electrons, but these free electrons are provided by the pentavalent atoms that are electrically neutral. Thus, the n-type semiconductor is electrically neutral. Thus, the n-type semiconductor is electrically neutral. Similarly, in p-type semiconductor, holes are provided by the trivalent atoms that are electrically neutral. Therefore, overall charge of p-type semiconductor is also neutral. Formation of p-n junction. Generally, junction refers to a point when two where two or more things are joined. That is interconnection or joining of some point. Joining two or more things refers to a generally the junction. For example, when one or more railway tracks are joined, a railway junction is formed. The region where the tracks meet or join is called railway junction. In the similar way, when n-type semiconductor is joined with the p-type semiconductor, a p-n junction is formed. The region where the p-type and n-type semiconductors are joined is called p-n junction. It is also defined as the boundary between p-type and n-type semiconductor. This p-n junction forms the most popular semiconductor device known as diode. This p-n junction forms the most popular semiconductor device is known as diode. This is the pictorial representation. P-n junction is also a fundamental building block of many other semiconductor electronic devices such as transistors, solar cells, light emitting diodes, and integrated circuits. The credit of discovery of the p-n junction goes to American physicist Russell Uhi of Bell Laboratories. Semiconductor devices are the fundamental building blocks of all the electronic devices such as computers, control systems, automated teller machines, mobile phones, amplifiers, etc. Diodes are the simplest form of all semiconductor devices. The various applications of diodes include computers, power supplies, television, radios, and so on. Before the invention of semiconductor diode, there was vacuum tubes, which are large in size, takes more space, takes more power, costly, and noisy. This problem was solved with invention of semiconductor diode. The semiconductor diodes are small in size, low cost, and consume less power. Zero bias PN junction. Zero bias PN junction means in an n-type semiconductor materials, pentavalent impurities are added, while in p-type semiconductor materials, trivalent impurities are added. If the impurities added to p-type and n-type semiconductor materials are not uniform, then at one region large number of charge carriers are present, while at another region, small number of charge carriers are present. Due to this, non-uniform doping charge carriers at high concentration region repel from each other and move towards the low concentration region to achieve uniform concentration all over the material. So this is just because of difference in concentration level or density level. The charge carriers move from the higher to the lower side and achieve the uniform concentration all over the material. Charge carrier crossing the junction. The PN junction in which no external voltage is applied called zero bias PN junction. First of all, this is the meaning of zero bias PN junction. That is, unbiased PN junction is known as zero bias PN junction. Zero bias PN junction is also called as unbiased PN junction. Let us consider zero bias PN junction as shown in figure below. At N-type semiconductor, large number of free electrons is present, while at P-type semiconductor, small number of free electrons is present. Hence, the concentration of electrons in N-type semiconductor is high, while the concentration of electrons at P-type semiconductor is low. Due to this high concentration of electrons at N side, they get repelled from each other. Hence, they try to move towards the low concentration region. This is due to the difference in concentration. Also, since free electrons and holes at the junction are very close to each other, according to Coulomb's law, there exists an electrostatic force of attraction between the opposite charges. Next, this is the pictorial representation of concentration difference, and the free electrons from N side are attracted toward the holes at the P side. That the free electrons move from N region, high concentration, to P region, low concentration region. And ultimately, they recombine with the holes near to the junction and creates the ion, negative ion and the positive ion. And an electrostatic field is established. At P-type semiconductor, large number of holes is present, while at N-type semiconductor, small number of holes is present. Hence, the concentration of holes at P-type semiconductor is high, while the concentration of holes at N-type semiconductor is low. Also, since electrons and holes at the junction are very close to each other, according to Coulomb's law, there exists an electrostatic force of attraction between the opposite charges. Hence, the holes from the P side are attracted towards the free electrons at the N side. Then the holes move from P region, high concentration, to N region, low concentration region. Formation of positive and negative ion. This is important. The free electrons only, the free electrons crossing the junction, providing the extra electrons to the P side atom by filling the holes in the P side atoms. The atom which gain extra electron has more number of electrons than protons. We know that when the atom gains an extra electron from the outside atom, it will become a negative ion. Negative ions are also called as acceptors because they accept extra electrons from outside atoms. Thus, each free electron that crosses the junction to fill the holes in the P side creates negative ions on the P side. Similarly, similarly, each free electron that left the n side atom to fill the holes in the p side atom creates a hole creates a hole at n side atom. The atom which loses an electron has more number of protons than electrons. We know that when the atom loses an electron, it will become a positive ion. Positive ions are also called as donors because they donate extra electrons to the outside atoms. Thus, each free electron that left the n side parent atom and crosses the junction to fill the holes in the p side atom create positive ion at n side. This is the physics which takes place when you join the two semiconductors differently, that is p type and n type semiconductors, or when they join diffuse to join, then the this phenomena is obviously taken place. And as this phenomena taken place, as this phenomena taken place, a electrostatic field is created at the junction. And to understand this, let us now start with barrier voltage. The n-type and p-type semiconductor materials are electrically neutral before the free electrons and holes had crossed the junction. However, when the free electrons and holes have crossed the junction, the n-type and p-type semiconductors become charged. Charged atom. If the atom has unequal number of electrons and protons, the atom is said to be charged. This charged atom may be positive or negative. The atom which has more number of electrons than the protons is said to be negatively charged, while the atom which has more number of protons than the electrons is said to be positively charged. Positive and negative barrier voltage at p-n junction. Positive and negative barrier voltage at p-n junction. In positive ion, the total number of electrons orbiting the nucleus of an atom is less compared to the total number of protons present in the nucleus of an atom. Hence, it is positively charged. On the other hand, in negative ion, the total number of electrons orbiting the nucleus of an atom is more compared to the total number of protons present in the nucleus of an atom. Hence, it is negatively charged. Thus, a net positive charges is built at the end site of the p-n junction due to the positive ions at the end site. Similarly, a net negative charge is built at the p site of the p-n junction due to the negative ions at the p site. Next, this net negative charge at the p side of the p-n junction prevents the further flow of free electrons crossing from n side to p side because the negative charge present at the p side of the p-n junction repels the free electrons. Similarly, the net positive charge at n side of the p-n junction prevents the further flow of holes crossing from p side to n side. Hence, positive charge present at n side and negative charge present at p side of p-n junction acts as barrier between p-type and n-type semiconductor. Thus, a barrier is built near the junction which prevents the further movement of electrons and holes. Yes, this is how the barrier is built up near the junction, and further, this barrier prevents the further movement of electrons and holes. Now, just by watching the diagram, we see that negative barrier and positive barrier, and this is known as depletion region. Why this is called depletion region? Because as there is no free electrons and holes are present, that is somewhat is depleted from this region, and the ions, negative ion, positive ion, takes place in place of free electrons and free holes. The negative charge formed at the p side of the p-n junction is called negative barrier voltage, while the positive charge formed at the n side of the p-n junction is called positive barrier voltage. The total charge formed at the p-n junction is called barrier voltage, barrier potential, or junction barrier. Why this is barrier? In a very same way that we had used in your daily life, a barrier is a obstacle. A barrier is somewhat like a obstacle in your daily life. So similar to that, here is the same meaning of barrier and barrier voltage, as it generates the potential difference, because positive ion and negative ion, so electric field of lines are moving from positive ion to negative ion, or positive charge to negative charge, and electrostatic field is set up. That's why it is called barrier voltage or barrier potential or junction barrier. The size of the barrier voltage at the p-n junction is depends on the amount of doping, junction temperature, and type of material used. So the barrier voltage, the size of this barrier voltage is depending upon the three main parameters: the amount of doping, what is the temperature junction, and type of material used. Now the barrier voltage for silicon based diode is 0.7 volt, and for germanium based diode is 0.3 volt. So this is of how much amount of electrostatic field is set up, and we say that the barrier voltage or cut-in voltage, further we are going to later or sooner we are used to call it cut-in voltage. Barrier voltage allows minority carriers. The barrier voltage at the p-n junction opposes only the flow of majority charge carriers, which means it prevents the flow of electrons from n side and flow of holes from p side. However, it allows the flow of minority charge carriers. Any free electrons, minority carriers produced by thermal energy on p side of the semiconductors are attracted towards the positive barrier at the n side of the p-n junction. Hence, free electrons, minority carriers, crosses from p side to n side. Similarly, any holes, minority carriers produced by thermal energy on n side of the semiconductor are attracted towards the negative barrier attracted towards the negative barrier at the p side of the p-n junction. Hence, holes minority carrier cross from n side to p side. Thus, the barrier voltage allows the flow of minority carrier, that is free electrons to p side and the holes at n side to cross the junction. Depletion region. What is depletion region? Generally, depletion refers to reduction or decrease in quantity of something. For example, oil depletion refers to decrease in oil production from particular oil well, region, or geographic area over a given time. Similarly, in semiconductor physics, the depletion region refers to region where flow charge carriers are decreased over a given time and finally results in empty mobile charge carriers or full of immobile charge carriers. P-type and N-type semiconductors. As we know, the P-type and N-type semiconductor, they are extrinsic type of semiconductor, and obtained p-type is obtained by adding trivalent impurities in the fourth group element, and an n-type semiconductor is formed by adding pentavalent impurities to the pure or intrinsic semiconductor, that is mm, fourth group element. In p-type semiconductors, holes are the majority carriers while electrons are the minority carriers. On the other hand, in n-type semiconductor, free electrons are the majority charge carriers, while holes are the minority charge carriers. Flow of free electrons and holes. If p-type semiconductor is joined with n-type semiconductor, p-n junction is formed. The region in which the p-type and n-type semiconductor is joined is called p-n junction. This p-n junction separates an n-type semiconductor from p-type semiconductor. In n-type semiconductor, large number of electrons present. Due to this, they get repelled from each other and try to move from higher concentration to a lower concentration. Moreover, near the junction, free electrons and holes are close to each other. According to the Coulomb's law, there exists a force of attraction between opposite charges. Hence, the free electrons from n side attracted towards the holes at p side. Thus, the free electrons move from n side to p side. Similarly, holes move from p side to n side. Already covered. So, this we had seen. The each free electron that is crossing the junction from n side to fill this is, and a negative line, this we had covered. So depletion region, thus immobile positive charge at n side and immobile negative charge at p side near the junction acts like a barrier or wall and prevent the further flow of free electrons and holes. The region near the junction where flow of charges carriers are decreased over a given time and finally results in empty charge carriers or full of immobile charge carriers is called depletion region. The depletion region is also called as depletion zone, depletion layer, space charge region, or space charge layer. The depletion region acts like a wall between p-type and n-type semiconductor and prevents further flow of free electrons and holes. As we had already discussed the width of depletion region, depletion region is a region near the p-n junction where flow of charge carriers, free electrons and holes are reduced over a given period and finally results in zero charge carriers. The width of depletion region depends on the amount of impurities added to the semiconductors. Impurities are the atoms, pentavalent and trivalent atoms, added to the semiconductor to improve its conductivity. If pentavalent atoms are added to the pure or intrinsic semiconductor, an n-type semiconductor is formed. On the other hand, if trivalent atoms are added to the pure semiconductor, a p-type semiconductor is formed. So, if I'm going to discuss the first parameter, what will happen to the depletion width when p-type and n-type semiconductor is uh, doped heavily. The process of adding impurity atoms to the pure intrinsic semiconductor is called doping. When a large number of pentavalent atoms are added to the intrinsic semiconductor, a large number of free electrons are generated. The semiconductor which has large number of free electrons is called N-type semiconductor. Already know. Similarly, P-type semiconductor. When a heavily doped N-type semiconductor is joined with heavily doped P-type semiconductor, a PN junction is formed. Yes, the PN junction is obviously formed. We know that. In N-type semiconductor, large number of free electrons is present. Due to this, they get repelled from each other and try to move from higher concentration to the lower concentration region. Similarly, in P-type, the same process will take place. The free electron that crosses the junction provide extra electrons to the atoms at p side by filling the holes. The atom which gains extra electrons at the p side become more negative ion, becomes a negative ion. Similarly, the free electrons which left the parental atom to fill the holes at p side create a positive ion at n side. So, if the doping level is further increased, then even more number of free electrons and holes are generated. This will create a large electric field at n side and p side. This electric field dominates the opposing electric field from the hole from the ions, and the electric field pushes free electrons towards p side and holes towards n side. In heavily doped semiconductor, recombination rate is very fast because of large number of charge carriers, and the free electron fill the holes in the positive ions at n side, and before they crosses the PN junction, the positive ion charge atom which gains the electron becomes a neutral atom. Similarly, the holes occupy the electron place in the negative ion before they crosses the PN junction. The negative ion which loses the free electron becomes a neutral atom, and the positive ion at n side and negative ions at p side, which acts as like a barrier, are decreased over a given period. This decreases the width of depletion region. Thus, the width of depletion region in the heavily doped semiconductor decreases over a given period. So, by doing the doping heavily, the width of the depletion region decreases. Okay. Depletion width, P-type and N-type semiconductor lightly doped. Now, if we do the doping level so light, just like the heavily doped N-type and P-type semiconductor, the free electrons and holes are generated in lightly doped PN N-type. However, the free electrons and holes generated in lightly doped semiconductor are less when compared with heavily doped semiconductors. The free electrons in the N-type semiconductor experience are repulsive from each other and try to move from higher concentration to the lower concentration region. Similarly, holes try to move from higher concentration to a lower concentration. In the lightly doped semiconductor, the recombination rate is very slow, and the free electron from n side crosses the junction and fill the holes in the atoms at p side before they recombine with positive ions at n side. The atom which gains an extra electron at p side becomes a negative ion. Similarly, the hole from p side crosses the junction and occupies the electrons placed at n side before they recombine with the negative ions at p side. The atom which loses the valence electron at n side becomes a positive ion. Hence, the positive ions at n side and the negative ions at p sides are increased over a given period. This increases the width of depletion region. Thus, the width of depletion region increases in lightly doped semiconductors over a given period. Now, PN junction semiconductor diode. What is PN junction semiconductor diode? A PN junction semiconductor diode is a two terminal or two electrode semiconductor device which allows the electric current in only one direction while blocks the electric current in opposite or reverse direction. That means it behaves like a valve. The function of valve is similar, or we can say the function of a diode is similar to a valve. A valve allows the water to flow in one direction but blocks the water in another direction. If the diode is forward biased, it allows electric current flow. On the other hand, if the diode is reverse biased, it blocks the electric current. PN junction semiconductor diode is also called as PN junction semiconductor device. In N-type semiconductor, free electrons are the majority charge carriers, whereas in P-type semiconductor, holes are the majority charge carriers. When the N-type semiconductor is joined with P-type semiconductor, a PN junction is formed. The PN junction which is formed when the P-type and N-type semiconductors are joined is called PN junction diode. The PN junction diode is made from the semiconductor materials such as silicon, germanium, gallium arsenide. For designing the diode, silicon is more preferred over the germanium. The PN junction diodes made from silicon semiconductor works at high temperature or higher temperature when compared with the PN junction diode made from germanium. The basic symbol of PN junction diode under forward bias and reverse bias is shown in the given figure below. Forward bias, cathode, anode, cathode, reverse bias. That means the positive and negative shows the sign of battery potential or the terminal of the batteries. In the above figure, the arrowhead of a diode indicates the conventional direction of electric current. When the diode is forward biased from positive terminal to negative terminal, the holes which move from positive terminal anode to the negative terminal cathode is conventional direction of the current. The free electrons moving from negative terminal to the positive terminal actually carry the current, electric current. However, due to the convention, we have to assume that the current direction is from positive terminal to negative terminal. The sign shown in the figure are the sign of battery potential. Okay. Biasing of PN junction semiconductor diode. The process of applying an external voltage to a PN junction semiconductor diode is called biasing. External voltage to the PN junction diode is applied in any of the two methods, forward biasing or reverse biasing. If the PN junction diode is forward biased, it allows the electric current flow. Under forward bias condition, the P-type semiconductor is connected to the positive terminal of the battery whereas the N-type semiconductor is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. If the PN junction diode is reverse bias, it blocks the electric current flow. Under reverse bias condition, the P-type semiconductor is connected to the negative terminal of the battery, whereas the N-type semiconductor is connected to the positive terminal of the battery. This is the forward bias pictorial representation of a diode. This is the pictorial representation of a diode forward bias of a diode in a reverse biasing. And by the analysis, you see that depletion widths in the reverse bias get increased. And we had understand the working already. Again, while applying the external potential, how the working takes place. Silicon and germanium semiconductor diode. For designing the diode, silicon is more preferred over germanium. We had already given this. Forward bias voltage silicon carries approximately this. This we had already discussed. Silicon semiconductor diode do not allow the electric current flow if the voltage applied to on the silicon diode is less than 0.07 volt. This is important. A silicon-based semiconductor diode do not allow the electric current flow if the voltage applied to the silicon diode, external voltage applied to the silicon diode is less than 0.7 volt. Silicon semiconductor diodes start allowing the current flow if the voltage applied on the diode reaches 0.7 volt. Whereas germanium semiconductor diode do not allow the electric current flow if the voltage applied on the germanium diode is less than 0.3 volt. Germanium semiconductor diodes start allowing the current flow if the voltage applied on the germanium diode reaches 0.3 volt. The cost of silicon semiconductor is low when compared with germanium semiconductors. Advantage of PN junction diode. PN junction diode is the simplest form of all the semiconductor devices. However, diode plays a major role in many electronic devices. A PN junction diode can be used to convert the alternating current to the direct current. That means, as per the working of PN junction diode, we can use the diode as a rectifier. Mainly, the diode is used to convert the alternating current into direct current. When alternating current is applied across the diode, so as the working of diode behaves like a wall. So alternating current is a sinusoidal in nature. It increases, then start decreasing, and then increasing in the negative side. That's the polarity gets changed. So if the polarity changes, then in the first half the diode move or work under the forward bias, and in the second half it work under reverse bias. So the first half of AC cycle is passed on and collected in the load resistance, while in the second half the AC cycle get stopped or blocked by the diode and the output drops to zero. These diodes are used in power supply devices. If the diode is forward biased, it allows the current to flow. On the other hand, if it is reverse biased, it blocks the current to flow. It blocks the current flow. In other words, the PN junction diode becomes on when it is forward biased, whereas the PN junction diode becomes off when it is reverse biased. That is, it acts as a switch. Thus, the PN junction diode is used as electronic switch in digital logic circuits. From this onward, the PN junction diode or the diode creates a revolutionary change in the electronic era or in the digital era, because here the electronic switch is created, and this electronic switches plays a vital role in digital logic circuits. So that's all for today's lecture. In next lecture, we are going to start in the continuation of this PN junction diode and various types of diodes. Thank you. Thanks a lot.